Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for February 2025. You have this end of a tough cycle approaches. You also have this card. It says communication is key. So definitely improvements are coming in for you here with that end of a tough cycle approaches. I have a feeling that all the fire signs are going to get cards that basically say that. Just looking at the astrology and everything, it seems to me like the fire signs could have the opportunity to correct things or to end things that have been repeating. Now, again, this isn't just going to magically happen for you. You're going to have to put the work in to make these corrections. But if you do, then there will be improvements. And again, as I say to all the fire signs, you cannot keep doing the same thing that you have been doing. You have to make the change. Again, tarot cannot make anything happen for you. You have to be the one to do it. And, if your job sucks, get a new one. If your job sucks and you want more money, ask for a raise, ask for a promotion. I would do those things. You have the Nine of Wands, the Chariot, and the Star. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, which I definitely feel Leo has had their fair share of wounds over the past few years. And the good news is that the Nine of Wands, he's kind of at the end of his wounding, if you can say that, and he is not giving up. So the trick with the Nine of Wands is we can't give up. We have to keep pushing forward, and he's willing to try something one last time. He's got this one last wand. So I feel a lot of you might be not giving up on something like a dream, I would say, because, again, in this first row, we have the Chariot and the Star, which would really suggest to me that there's something big you want to accomplish, or there's something, significant that you would like to work on with the Star card. And so the Chariot is a card of a victory. It's also a card of taking control. The Chariot is a card of hard control. So we really have to make something happen. Again, you're going to have to change your situation. You're going to have to use your words. You're going to have to, take actions to do this. But the energy exists. So I would work with it with the Chariot. I also do feel like some of you could be making moves here because we have the Eight of Cups as well. The Eight of Cups can be walking away from things that no longer serve you. And then we have the Moon as well. And now the Moon would normally be a challenge, kind of like a challenging card, but it's showing up in the good stuff. So the Moon can say that we are taking a risk on something where we don't know what the outcome is going to be, which is pretty much everything in life. But it looks to me like you could be taking a risk on something where you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You have the Star. Again, I just feel like this big wish energy. You have certain desires, things that you would like to, create or experience in your life. The Star is about having a North Star, having that guiding light, having that one big thing that you can follow, and so that you can manifest your big goal, wish, or dream. The Star, we also have this bird here. It's an ibis. It's a bird of knowledge and wisdom in the tarot, and it kind of represents getting a bird's eye view. And I'm a big fan of that. So let me explain. I'm a big fan of kind of writing down like everything you want to go crazy, even the things that you think are impossible to manifest, right? So go crazy. Like if your life were 110% perfect, what would that look like? And then I work backwards from there, right? So I'm a big fan of kind of getting that bird's eye view and then working backwards and saying what is the first step I can take today to make this happen? And it doesn't matter how small it is because eventually you'll get there. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups can be an offer, an offer of love, although I don't really, you have the Ace of Cups twice here, but I would say this is an offer for flow. So a lot of you could be more focused on doing things that fulfill you. The Ace of Cups can fulfill itself. It can reach down into the water below it, and it can fill itself up. So I feel a lot of you are kind of more focused on doing things that fulfill you or bring in fulfillment. With the Chariot, you have the King of Cups. King of Cups is like your emotional attachment to things. The King of Cups is sitting in the middle of the deep ocean, and the story of the card is that he has explored his emotions to a very deep level, and it is like a little bit of an emotional reading. We have the Four of Cups, we have the Eight of Cups, the Moon, we have the Ace of Cups here, we even have the Two of Swords, which we can talk about, but there's definitely some sort of emotional decision that you could be making, or there could be a decision that you're making that is tied to your emotions, and the King of Cups really represents the processing of those emotions. He has explored his emotions to a very deep level, so he is more in control because of that, and I kind of feel like that's you. With the Star card, you have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. You have the Six of Pentacles as well, which is very similar to Justice. He's also holding a scale on the Six of Pentacles. But, if you want something or want to manifest something, taking that first small step is like the first part of the journey. So I think people don't realize that, sometimes they say, oh, it'll be impossible for me to reach my dream. And it's like, well, if someone's done it, you can do it. And if you take the first step, I think people don't realize, it's like the universe doesn't move out of the way until you start taking those first few steps. So yeah, it might seem impossible, but as you take those small steps, eventually you get closer and closer and closer, and something that seems impossible suddenly becomes possible. But you have to get started. And I definitely feel that for you here, Leo. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this angels are watching. It says there's nothing to worry about. The angels are watching over you. Yes. You have this Capricorn card. It says challenges. It will not always be an easy path. Literally, we've been saying this. But if you build discipline, you will achieve your goal. Literally. This is the whole entire reading right here, that Capricorn card. I mean, it's literally, the reading is literally saying to me that it won't necessarily be easy, and nothing in life worth having should be easy, I think. It's never worth it if it is. So, I would just get started on working towards whatever this is. You have the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Six of Wands. I love that you have two sixes. Two sixes to me is kind of confirmation for your path. It says that you're going in the right direction. You're heading towards the things that you want. Six of Pentacles, again, is about taking those tiny little steps. It is a card of planting seeds in a direction. So, we have to plant a couple of seeds. We have to see what grows, see what doesn't, and then kind of go from there and take the next step. So this is all about, kind of taking those steps to get to where you need to go. You have the Four Cups. Four Cups can represent receiving an offer and not accepting it. So he has been disappointed 3 times before, and now he's getting a new offer. And isn't it funny that we have the Ace of Cups here? We have the Ace of Cups here. We have this one big cup that's also being offered by the hand of God on the Four Cups. So he is basing this new opportunity off of these past opportunities here. And so he's not looking at this as a new opportunity that could bring him fulfillment. And so if you are receiving any new opportunities, I would take a second look. The Four of Cups should give you confidence, because these 3 cups basically hold the ingredients for future success. I always say the 4 cups, it's like he's trying to manifest a cake. He's disappointed because he's manifested the flour, the sugar, the eggs. He just needs to mix it together and pop it in the oven. And so if you're receiving an offer, you have the ingredients, you have learned the lessons, you have gained the knowledge and the wisdom to be successful, but you have to mix it together to make it happen. You have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, a card of success or victory, so I do feel that there could be a big success coming in for you here, or a big win. And yeah, I just feel like a big win coming in there. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. So the Wheel of Fortune that didn't work. The Wheel of Fortune is a change in your fortunes. The Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, and really going for something. She is my card of learning as you go. And with the Moon card showing up in this reading, I would definitely say that something that you're trying to accomplish, you are probably going to be learning as you go, meaning you might not know all the details up front. You might have to, kind of gather some details as you're going on this journey, but, you will get there. And the Queen of Wands is about having the belief in yourself that you can accomplish something even if you don't know everything. With the Four of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands. Yes. How crazy is this? He is holding on to one wand on the Nine of Wands. And we also have the one cup and the one cup here. And then we have one wand here. So there's a passionate new beginning coming in for you. And this is clearly some sort of offer that you could be receiving. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. Eight of Cups, this guy here is walking away from something because it no longer serves him. So there's no doubt about it that, I feel like you already have walked away from something. Even if you're still in a situation, let's say you have a job. It's maybe you still have the job, but you have kind of mentally walked away from it. And I feel like the Ace of Wands is kind of the inspiration you need to start something new. With the Six of Wands, you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is a card of taking a risk. Usually we have to take some sort of risk to get what we want with the Five of Swords, and you always get the Five of Swords with me. And then going this way, Five of Swords is about walking away. Eight of Cups is also about walking away from something. So I feel like, this is basically saying that with the Eight of Cups, you're separating away from something that no longer serves you. I also feel that you are winning. I mean, the Six of Wands is the winner. The Five of Swords, this guy here has won at all cost. But if you are winning by walking away from something, I feel that this is a good thing. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Not For You card and this Chaos and Conflict card. Yeah, if something has been causing chaos and conflict in your life, then I feel that you could be searching for stability here. I'm kind of surprised that we don't have like the King of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles showing up in this reading because, this third row definitely looks like the search for stability or, you choosing to walk away from a chaotic situation just in general. And it could be anything. Maybe you feel like your life is out of control, or maybe you just want something that's more predictable in your life. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but, again, I feel like that's what you're searching for. You have the Three of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Three of Cups is a celebration. So these three ladies here are celebrating this harvest that's going on around them. I definitely feel a lot of you could be improving your finances and like having a harvest because the very next card is the Nine of Pentacles. On the Nine of Pentacles, she has these grapes behind her, and the grapes in the tarot represent something that is very difficult to grow. They represent something that requires a lot of skill to grow. And so I feel for a lot of you that you could be doing something, or you have a skill, that requires a lot of skill, and that could be, you could be celebrating that like a harvest in whatever that is. You have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. So the Eight of Cups is just all about that, walking away from things that you no longer need. The Eight of Cups is, he is walking into darkness. He doesn't really know what he is walking towards. But what I would say is if you are walking away from something, we go to the Ace of Cups, which is fulfillment. So this would kind of say you're walking towards fulfillment. The Nine of Pentacles can represent heaven on earth. So you could also be walking towards heaven on earth here, Leo, and I feel that would be good. You have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is this or that thinking, and she is trying to protect her heart, but she needs to realize that there is a new opportunity over here on this island that exists behind her. So the Two of Swords is this or that thinking, but again, she needs to realize that there are other ways of doing things, which comes up for you in every single reading. I have been reading on YouTube for 600 years. I know, I look great, but if you go back to my oldest reading for you, I'm pretty sure you had the Eight of Spades, because back in the day, tarot cards weren't even invented when I started. We were still reading with playing cards, right? And so back then, you used to get the Eight of Spades with me all the time in the playing card system, which is basically the Eight of Swords. And, I think that I've been telling you since that time that you need to kind of like focus on other ways of doing things, including like in your career. It could represent, getting a new career. Although again, as I've said to you before, you don't necessarily have to like completely change what you're doing. I think what's more important is the upgrade what's more important is that you're evolving with the times. And, that's what I would really focus on. We have Pluto and Aquarius, in your opposite sign. And, with Pluto and Aquarius in your opposite sign, I think Leos really need to focus on evolution. Like, how can you take what you've been doing and bring it to the next level? With the Three of Cups, you have the Death card. Yeah, big changes, right? So definitely some positive changes coming in for you. We have the two pillars from the moon showing up on the Death card here. And the two pillars from the moon, the sun is coming up between those two pillars. And so it kind of represents coming into a sun period. And a sun period is a period of like more clarity, seeing things more clearly, better times. And, I think that there are improvements because it changes. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Hangman. I feel like you need to make up your mind is what I feel here, Leo. It's like, especially if you've had your eye on something for a long time, it could literally be anything. I feel like the Ace of Cups is any opportunity. It could be anything that brings fulfillment into your life. But I feel like you need to make up your mind on something. He has sacrificed movement, so he's not moving forwards or backwards on this card, but he has gained enlightenment. So he is ready to move forward because he has gained enlightenment. He does know what his next step should be. He does know what actions he should take, but he needs to take those actions. He needs to get off the pole here, Leo, and he needs to start moving towards success or whatever. And again, maybe what's holding you back is the moon. Even though the moon is showing up in the good stuff, it could still be something, not knowing the outcome of something could be what is holding you back. And I feel like that's what you have to release. With the Two of Swords, the Nine of Swords, repeating a mistake, which we kind of talked about somewhere in here with the Four of Cups, I think. We were basically saying that maybe you've been disappointed too many times before with the Four of Cups, and the Nine of Swords is very similar. The Nine of Swords is a never-ending nightmare. It is like a round-around situation, and so if you've been disappointed too many times, then you're going to be less likely to take action on something again, but I feel like you need to try again. Something. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this adventure card and this ponder card. I feel like you are thinking about going on an adventure. The ponder card is literally a card of thinking about something. It's coming up in the good stuff, so maybe you are finally making up your mind here and doing something, Leo. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Ace of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence, and it's also a card of heaven on earth, like I said earlier. So a lot of you have these dreams of, kind of like living the good life, right? Having fancy things here, Leo. And I feel that you focusing on that would be a good idea. She is training her focus with this falcon that's on her hand. I also feel like working on your environment. The Nine of Pentacles is all about the environment that you're in. And we have to make sure that we are in a positive environment so that we can have positive outcomes. And that's what I would focus on with the Nine of Pentacles. You have the Moon. Again, the Moon and the good stuff would say that you are getting clarity on something that you have not been clear about. So if you have been unsure of something in your life, and there could be an emotional connection to whatever this is, then you could be getting the clarity. Now, the Moon says a couple of things. Number one, we have to release our emotional armor. We have this lobster right here, and lobsters don't do very well on land. And so the lobster is wearing his emotional armor, and it tells the fool that he needs to approach something from a place of letting his guard down a little bit. That doesn't mean you don't, there's a big difference between, letting your guard down in a positive way and not protecting yourself. So I would never suggest that people don't protect themselves. But, if we are getting into a new relationship, for example, we can't be an emotional nutcase and completely guarded and not open to the other person and expect them to do all these things for us. Like, I cannot tell you how many readings I've done over the years where people are like, this past person hurt me, so this new person is going to have to jump through all these hoops to get the first kiss, right? I'm like, well, I hope you're also willing to jump through hoops for them. Why should this be one-sided? It's like, if you're going to make them do that, then you should also do that for them. You're punishing a new person for a past person's mistakes. Great start to your new relationship with a completely new person who might never hurt you, right? So the Moon says we have to let go of our emotional armor. We have to approach new situations as new situations. We also have this dog and the wolf and the dog and the coyote here, which says that we have to balance our wild side and our domestic side, which I would also do here. We have to mix both together. We also have to see something through to the end. We have these two pillars on the Moon. The two pillars are a warning to the fool to not get distracted and to see something through to the end. You have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, like I said, there's definitely some sort of really solid opportunity coming in for you. I feel like it could be anything. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is teamwork, of course. So with the Three of Pentacles, we have to work together with other people. It's also a card of quality work. And the Nine of Pentacles also, like I said earlier, talks all about you having a specific skill that could lead to a lot of abundance or success. So I would be using your skills. With the Moon card, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Love it. Like everything you want and desire in your life. It's like on the other side of the unknown, Leo, for you, is everything you want and desire. So again, this reading is definitely challenging you to take a risk. The risk of stepping into the unknown. The risk of not knowing the details before you get started on something. It's a very simple reading. Like I said, I think the Capricorn card, really perfectly describes the reading. It says, it will not be an easy path, but if you build discipline, you will achieve your goal. Ten of Pentacles. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Two of Wands. Definitely time to leave a comfort zone. I feel like if you leave a comfort zone, or if you, I don't know what to say here, Leo. I think if you just get out of the need of needing to be comfortable, that you will find comfort. You have this heart card. It says love, deep affection, and caring. Yeah, there could be a little bit of love here. Again, you have the Ace of Cups twice. That's really the only love stuff that you have. But, again, if you want love, that could be love. The Ace of Cups is also your heart. So you could just be doing things that you do love. You have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. I'm a big fan of socializing right now. I think everybody should be socializing because if we do that, we'll get out of our head. If we get out of our head, that's where the answers can come in. So I would get out of your head. You have this grasshopper. It says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. So yeah, especially if you're starting something new, like I would get started. I don't remember what I said earlier, but I basically said, what are you waiting for? So I think it's like time to get started. You have this crib. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. There's definitely a new beginning in this reading, that we've talked about, like 3 aces, which is definitely a new beginning. And, I feel a lot of you are kind of like working towards a goal, and this could be leading you towards success. So, I really like that. You also have this card that says temptation will test you. I would be very careful. It's like sometimes it's like I think we do something. It's like I'll give you an example. Like I've heard stories before where it's like I've known people who have like started a business. Their business starts becoming successful, and they have a job, and then they're thinking about leaving their job. And like right before they leave their job, they get a raise, and they're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't leave my job. It's like, no, that is a test from the universe. You should leave your job and keep working on the business that is working much better. So again, I would be careful of any temptations from the past. And it doesn't have to be. I'm not talking about a person. It's like maybe you're starting a business, or maybe you're thinking about doing something new, and someone is like trying to bribe you to stay. That's what I would watch out for. But this looks really good, Leo. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.